Marie Busby. Hi, Marie. Marie says, Carter, what's the story about your sign?
This is an easy one. There's not really much of a story. I wasn't sure what to put on the sign. I'm sick of this mask crap. So it just says free country, but there's a mask on it because I'm tired of this isn't America. This is not the America that people died on the battlefield to protect. I don't know what the hell we're doing with ourselves, but 9/11 recently I went on rants, I guess, about that, and now COVID. It's just like, can we be more European? Like, why did we rebel? Are we just like, what's free about our country? What makes us special? What, like, do we have some kind of rights that other people don't have? Because I would like to see them outlined in maybe, I don't know, a list of 10 that we adhere to. I just don't. I'm kind of sick of this. I'm sick of this crap, and I don't know. I don't know if it's because I was masking before other people when I thought it was a big deal, and now I'm like really extra sick of it. I'm really over the mask crap. I hate being told what to do, and we've got
Yeah.
people finding people out there. You've got mayors and governors telling cops to go out and issue fines for people not wearing masks, shutting businesses down. You got our economy just. You couldn't do a more total destruction of the economy than this, especially if your goal is to just kill small businesses and move wealth to large businesses. You could not do a better job than what largely Democrat states have done in by implementing these COVID restrictions. It is unconscionable. We can argue about Marxism all
Yeah.
day. We can argue about socialism being bad, and people that don't like Marxism, great, and you'll rail against the redistribution of wealth, which is a false term anyway because it was never distributed in the first place, but that's a separate issue. You rail against that. You recognize redistribution of wealth is wrong. That's what we're doing. We're literally doing that. I mean, not that we don't do it in other ways anyway, but this COVID shit is just, it's unconscionable, and I can't stand it anymore. And I'm gonna lose my sanity. All right, sorry, Andrew.
Oh, wait, I have something to say about
Sorry.
that. No,
Okay.
wait. Uh, I don't know if you saw, but somebody shared, I can't find it now, but a screenshot of, I forget the original poster. It was a blue check mark, but they had said something about how, you know, the US, we shut the economy down for 6 months. We've forced some people home from work
It's still
for
shut
six
down in many
months.
places.
Yeah,
Still.
in many places. 6 months. And the government gave people $1,200. And then it said, for just $6 a day, you too can support an American. And then Sarah McLachlan replied and said, does anybody need theme music for this commercial? Because, she does the theme
Yeah.
music for the Saving
Yeah.
the Animals. I thought that was kind of witty for Sarah McLachlan.
I mean,
But it's a good point. 6 months. 6 months. And at the beginning, do you remember how they were telling us? First of all, they were saying this was only going to be 2 weeks. And then they were very concerned. At the beginning, there was a lot more concern about how are you going to you're forcing people, you're taking away their freedoms and their liberties and their right. You're saying you can't go to work and earn a living for your family. You can't. So how are we going to offset that? We're going to give, and there was a big back and forth. It was in the news all the time. How much is the stimulus check going to be for? When are they going to get it? And then they did it once and goodbye, forgotten. Has it been mentioned since? I mean, in a big way? No, because all the protests, look at what's distracted us. Look at
I
what
mean,
came in to distract us.
this is the other thing that and I've said this before, but I guess we have new people on the show. These stimulus checks are also wealth transfers from the poor to the wealthy. Like, I don't get how you don't understand that. They are paid for by printing money. They're paid for by borrowing money. That is a you get your stupid $1,200 in the month, or in the mail from the Treasury. But Bill Gates, as an example, or Bezos, who's made a bunch of money during COVID because everyone has to use Amazon. His living expenses are, I don't know, some tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of his wealth. Tiny, tiny fraction. The person working 3 jobs, blue collar jobs, living in an apartment in an inner city, struggling to feed their kids, their living expenses are basically all of their like their living expenses are everything they do goes to living expenses. They don't have extra money. So when you print money and end up in the long run, because no one talks about it, increasing the price of everything through inflation, which is what that does, it's to say nothing of the debt burden it puts on your kids, who gets hurt? Does Bezos give a crap? No. So the cost of bread goes up a little bit for Bezos. What the hell does he care? You know who cares? The poor people that supposedly the Democrats care about in the inner cities or elsewhere in the country. It's a regressive printing money is kind of it's actually technically not a regressive tax, but it's kind of like a regressive tax. So I don't understand why that's just like the government didn't print enough. No, the government shouldn't be printing anything, and they shouldn't be stopping people from going to work. You've got to be kidding me. Is this the economy? Like, we want freedom until there's a little virus that's slightly worse than the flu, and then we're going to throw it out the door, and can we please suck on the government teat for the rest of our lives? Thank you very much. Oh, I'm a capitalist until there's a tiny little virus that is a little bit worse than the flu. Then I'm all in for Marxism.
Yeah.
Because I'm a patriot.
Tell me what I can and can't do. Yeah.
Screw you.
Tell me what I can and can't do, big government.
Well, come on. I'm sick of it. I don't even want to be around people that are in, like, I don't want to be in a country with people like this. I don't get it. I don't get it.
So we were at a restaurant in Santa Fe, New Mexico this weekend, and it just cracked me up. Now, I don't know, Santa Fe, I didn't look it up to confirm, but I think that Santa Fe might have a mask required outside policy because everyone was wearing them outside.
Oh,
it was insane. But this cracked me up. Every restaurant we went to, people were sitting around outside with their masks on outside. And then as soon as you go inside, you sit down, you're even closer together than you were outside, and you're inside, and now you take your mask off and you eat, and that's cool. And I'm like, are you guys, this is so stupid. Like, you sheep. You're sitting here, oh, I've got to keep the mask on, I'm outside. Oh, but now we're inside. Magic, now we're eating. Let's take it off. And it was really funny because I don't wear it unless I have to,
right.
Or unless I'm in a context where I choose to because I think it would be beneficial for someone I'm with, whatever. But I rarely wear them. And so, of course, I'm not wearing it outside, waiting for my table. And then we go in, and literally, this might be the dumbest thing I've ever had to do in my life. A friend said that recently, but then it happened to me. I seriously walked to the table where they're going to walk inside where they're going to take you to your table. And she said, oh, can you put your mask on? I put the mask on, literally walked 6 steps to my table, and then take the mask off. It's like, what? We're adults. We're adults, Carter. Why are people
We're not
okay
adults. We're not adults. We're not. We don't deserve the title. We're not adults. We are children. We are children who want daddy government to tell us what to do. That's what we are. And you know what? I, for one, don't think that should be called the United States. That's not what America was supposed to be. I don't know where the Americans are left. I know there's many of them are in chat, but like, can the Americans get together and start our own country? Because this is bullshit.